So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where it is Las Vegas weekend. Vegas, baby!
Can't wait for all the preamble bullshit.
Yeah. And let's just get straight into it. We start at F1 Academy. It's their season finale this weekend. And first of all, there was some news came out last week. All 10 current F1 teams have recommitted to the F1 Academy, and Cadillac will join from 2027 as a sponsor on the grid as well. So all 11 teams will be featured from then.
That's good. I'm glad to see that Cadillac haven't just sort of gone, now we're a Formula One team, but they've got
Mm.
involved as well.
Yeah.
There was one other bit. McLaren have a second car now?
Yeah, we'll come to that in a moment because that news came later. Um, Also, a slight tweak to the regulations in F1 Academy from 2027. Some drivers will be allowed to compete in 3 seasons of F1 Academy compared to the current two, um, with a focus of on deeper talent development from 2027. Drivers who have completed in the 2 previous seasons may be granted an exemption to race in the series for a third season in accordance with the updated 2027 regulations.
Does that mean we're going to get a third season where someone, so say, for instance, both Maya Verg and Dorian Pan are in their second season? Are we then potentially just going to get a third season where whoever doesn't win the series gets to come back? Or is it going to be those who were in like the bottom half of the table in like their first season have made steps in the second season, so they're sort of like on the fringes of like the podium places in the championship, are then allowed to come back because they've shown improvements? Or is it going to be the ones that are literally just glued to the bottom of the table? These are the
Who
questions
knows?
I want answers to, because I don't want to see a championship where essentially um, the runner up just gets a free pass to go again and probably win next year,
Hmm.
because they've already proved that they're a decent enough racer that they were close. Like in
Yeah, they were
for
runner up.
this
Yeah.
season, like the championship has gone down to the final round. I know in previous seasons we've had it where it's just been somebody's run away with it. Fine, whatever. In that case, invite the other two back, whatever. Um, but in this season, it's gone down to the wire. They've both proven that they are decent, capable race winners that have the longevity of a season to fight for a championship. Brilliant, fine. Send them on their way. Give them endorsements. I don't want to see it where it's like, oh, you didn't win this time. Would you like to come back and just beat the shit out of everyone next year? So, but equally, if there is someone who was like really new to racing, so take like Alba Larson as a current example, really young, has come into F1 Academy, done really well in her first season. Let's say she keeps making improvements, because I don't think she's been on the podium this year. I could be wrong in that. But she makes improvements. She gets a couple of podium places next year, does better in the championship than she did. Then fine, bring her back for a third season. She's shown she's on a trajectory. Let her continue that. That's the sort of that's where I want this to go. Obviously, I have no
Uh,
problems with them saying, yeah, fine, 3 seasons, whatever, because there is no limit on Formula 2.
exactly.
Richard Verschoor. The man is a career F2 driver. There is no other way to put it. But equally, I understand that with F2, there's more behind it. There's F3, there's the F4 regionals, all that sort of stuff. Whereas F1 Academy is pretty much a standalone thing,
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
which means that the seats are therefore somewhat more uh, hotly contested.
And yeah, Alba Larson has not scored a podium this year.
So I'd say Alba Larson, one of the standout rookies for this year. Bring her back for a second season, brilliant, fine, let her carry on. If she grabs a couple of podiums here and there, then a third season would be the thing I'd want in that instance.
Annoyingly, F1 Academy don't publish their regulations like the other series do, so we can't even see if there's anything written in those that say, yeah, here's the exemptions. Like, this is how
Yeah.
it'll work.
Yeah. It's annoying. F1 Academy is I know it's new and it's up and coming and still very much finding its feet in some respects, but there are other series that are similar-ish that you can very much learn from. The Formula 4 regionals would be a great example. Or just even the other F1 support series that you're at the track with. Learn from them. Publish the FIA documents. We just want to have a nosy. I just want to remember who's on how many penalty points without having to like mentally keep track of everything that I see on broadcast, because that's too much for someone with ADHD.
Track limits and
yeah. I have very bad short-term memory thanks to ADHD. Trying to keep track of like 15 different drivers and how many penalty points they're on and how many times they've gone over the white line and who hit who and who spun and who had a slow pit stop because they had a puncture. I can't do it. I need an FIA document or 3. Okay.
Yeah, like that was something even I thought British Formula 4 could learn from when they were at Silverstone this year. Like, trying to get a hold of some of those documents was so difficult, and they'd publish some but not others. You're like, what's going on here?
Cherry picking which documents to prove. Which one is the least relevant? Post race inspection.
I remember going on to the starting grid for the Sunday, and 2 people had a penalty, but there was only one penalty document on the website. I'm like, so what's the other one for?
You'll never know.
But yeah, just, and even it improves the understanding of the series as well if you can like look and see what happens in certain instances and things. But more news from F1 Academy. McLaren have announced 2 drivers for next year. First of all, since when did McLaren have 2 seats?
Yeah. Next year, I guess. It's an interesting one. Their added commitment to the series is in collaboration with their long-standing partner Neom.
Indeed. And the second entry will be known as F1 Academy McLaren Octagon.
Yeah. Sure.
If you say so.
It sounds like somebody can't spell octagon, but you know.
And both cars will be run by Rodin.
Yes, well, that sort of makes sense. Like, in fairness, this isn't the first time we've seen a team that has more F1 Academy cars than they do F1 cars. Case in point here is Red Bull. Red Bull have 3 F1 Academy cars, but equally all of those are run by one of the 5 teams. Or is it 6 teams now? Have we gone up to 18 cars? Or is that next year?
I think that might be next year.
So, yeah, so obviously Red Bull have the Red Bull team, the VCARB backed team, but then they also have Red Bull Ford, which I thought was an interesting choice, given that from next year it will be Red Bull Ford. So what's going to happen next year for Red Bull is the interesting question, because 2 of the cars are essentially the same thing now.
So I think in terms of the McLaren entry, I think it will technically be like a Neom entry. but because they're in the McLaren drive, a bit like in Formula 2 and 3, where you see like 6 Red Bull cars.
Yeah,
It annoys me. It annoys me no end that they're all liveried in exactly the same way, and it's like, right. So who was
It's like
that?
3 different teams, yeah.
Was that Wirtz? Was that Goethe? Was that Lindblad? Who knows? I can't tell. The number's that big on the screen.
Yeah. So I think it might just be a bit like that. But time will tell. And McLaren also decided to be greedy and announced a third driver that will be testing single-seaters as of next year. It's another Ella.
It's the only way you get signed to the McLaren driver development program as a female is be called Ella. That's it. That's the hack.
And they have signed Ella
Zach
Hakkinen.
Brown's downfall. Ella's.
I mean,
Ella Hakkinen joins the McLaren driver development program.
So does that mean Mika's going to come out of his sabbatical?
Perhaps. Mika Hakkinen to drive an F1 Academy.
I was more thinking, technically, right, hear me out. Is Mika Hakkinen eligible for Formula 2?
Probably.
Because he's not won it before. And he's not raced in Formula 1 since Formula 2 started. Well, since it became Formula 2 from GP2, which means there was a whole reset there. So I think Mika could just jump in an F2 car. That would be the most insane thing. I'll show these kids how it's done. The return of the original Iceman.
But yeah, we won't see Ella Hakkinen racing anytime soon. And it's very much a support role testing with view of moving up in the future. So good luck to her. Now to Formula 1. The F1 Commission met late last week, and some changes to the 2026 regulations have been announced, pending World Motorsport Council approval.
I was going to say there was also one other thing that they did that was not a shock to anyone, but
what's that one?
They announced that there is only one eligible candidate for the FIA presidency.
Ah, yeah, we knew about that. So 4 more years of MBS.
Who's that?
But there's a legal challenge. The date for the hearing is December the 3rd, ahead of the election on December the 12th. So, stay tuned. I'll be keeping a close eye on French court proceedings.
But yeah, so the F1 Commission met last week, and some changes have been announced with them being submitted to the World Motorsport Council on December 10th, but basically anything that comes from the F1 Commission gets adopted anyway, so we can pretty much take this as fact. First of all, a proposal to explore mandatory 2 pit stops for Grand Prix was discussed, but they've decided to watch some races in 2026 and then come back to it.
I think that's sensible.
It sounds like they've never watched a race before.
Well, it's because we've got the brand new cars, isn't it? That's the long and short of it.
But yeah, it was all centered on feedback and simulations from teams in Pirelli. But they'll pick up the discussions after the first few races of 2026. Changes to aerodynamic testing restrictions, which is depending on where you finish, what percentage of wind tunnel time, etc., you get to use. They haven't actually said how that's going to change, but they're going to change it.
Excellent.
Yeah, to bring Formula 1 in line with contemporary processing and simulation technology while being mindful of cost considerations is all they've said.
Brilliant.
But a good thing that's come out of this meeting. Following discussions with the Technical Advisory Committee, the topic of a minimum surface requirement for car liveries in 2026 was discussed. They have agreed that 55% of the car's surface area
It's
must be
not-
painted or stickered
Great.
rather than
This is
covered
gonna
by
change.
bare carbon fibre.
Fuck all.
The teams are at 55% just about anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But at least now it's going to be the rules.
True, but I can't wait for someone to make a complaint because somebody's lost a front wing and therefore they're now at 52%.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens with liveries and if that actually improves things.
Someone's going to take like
No.
78 photos of a car, right, from all different angles. Red Bull are going to hire someone to just take photos of every angle of every car, and they're going to submit a complaint to the FIA saying, actually, he's only 54%.
Yeah.
And then somebody's going to lift their car up, and on the bottom, instead of carbon fibre, there's just going to be a sticker that says, fuck off. And it's going to cover exactly 1% of the surface area of the car.
What happens if all the teams livery their cars in black carbon fiber paint?
It's a black sticker that looks just like carbon fibre.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one
Clear.
of the bigger things.
It's a sticker, it's just clear.
Yeah. Ooh. Changes to the regulations on permanent driver numbers were brought up, allowing drivers to change their number during their career.
This is going to do two things. It's going to drive up the cost of Formula One merchandise, and it is going to increase the collectability of old Formula One merchandise.
Yeah.
Because they're allowed to change it every goddamn fucking year. Brilliant.
They probably won't, because most drivers, I think, have an attachment to their numbers.
Well,
And
yeah, I
most
mean,
people who come into the sport, the number they want is taken,
and then when it becomes free, yeah.
opens,
I mean, personally, I think Charles Leclerc is open to changing his. He wanted that number 7. He made no qualms of admitting that. But I think drivers, the first two that pop to mind are Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. They very much built brands around the numbers they've got. So I don't see them, and Lewis Hamilton as well. He has his 44. Max has a lot of 33, so I don't particularly see him changing that. Who else has big branding? I mean, like
sort of Russell with 63.
Sort of, yeah. But then, like, all of the younger ones, like your Antonellis, your Hadjars, your Sonodas even. I don't see Sonoda with a big branding on 22, do you?
Even Piastri with 81, like...
Well, he's got a bit, but not that much. It's like, it's still just OP 81, and it's... so, I mean, if you want to stick with that, fine. That's your number. All for it, but...
Was it Piastri
But Alonso
18
14
was taken and just went 81?
Yeah, Alonso's 14 is probably not going to change anytime soon. His driver management academy thing is A14, isn't it? So that's not changing. But hey,
also,
there it is. It's going to be rare kit because they're going to change it for a season and then they're going to go, actually, no, I don't like that. And they're going to go back. And it means that one season's merchandise is going to be real expensive.
the driver cooling system will potentially be redesigned, but further feedback on that will be sought from the GPDA. And that is
George!
That is everything from this meeting of the F1 Commission. And I don't think there's been any other F1 news, to be quite honest.
Don't think so.
Sebastian Vettel has planted a forest. He done that in Brazil. And Audi released a mock-up of their car for 2026. A livery concept.
Now
And
that car
honestly,
was painted.
yeah, it was painted, but I don't like it.
But it's a concept, isn't it? So it doesn't. That's not actually their livery.
Right. Hear me out here, because you've said Audi, and that reminded me of something. There are rumors of an Audi Lego Speed Champions F1 car for March next year. How's that going to work when every other car in that range is the previous year's model? Case in point, the F1 car lineup they did this year, F1 Speed Champions, that's all 2024's cars. So everything that's expected to launch in March next year is expected to be this year's cars. Audi's is rumoured. What the fuck are they going to be designing that off?
Maybe Audi are going to give Lego a sneak peek at the car.
Or maybe they'll just tell them, this is the livery, do a generic car.
Yeah.
But we want to be involved. But that was one thing I liked about all the Lego, that scale F1 cars, was the fact that they were designed differently. It wasn't just, here's an F1 car design and we've just changed the colour of the bricks and changed the stickers. It was we have designed 10 individual F1 cars. So yeah, I really don't know what Audi are going to do with that. Maybe they'll like give the Lego team some insights and some pointers, but then sort of just say, just make it look vaguely like the others.
Yeah.
Because Audi aren't designing a car for this year's regulation set. They're designing a car for next year's regulation set. So even if they gave them a sneak peek of that, the dimensions are wrong. But yeah, there is it's just rumours. Nothing is confirmed yet. But it has a set number. So that's usually pretty nailed on. It even has a piece count. So additionally, the Apex GP car will be joining the lineup of the actual team's cars. But that is coming out.
Use that.
That's coming out on January the 1st. So I'm gonna cop that one as soon as I can. Because I want that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so Audi released a mock-up of. Oh no, it's just a color scheme they've announced. Unsurprisingly,
it's
silver,
grey,
black, and red.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there is no other news this week.
I imagine that means it's going to look probably somewhat similar to their WEC entry then.
Oh, actually, there was one last bit of news. Red Bull have announced they will reveal the 2026 Red Bull and Racing Bulls cars in a single launch on January 15th.
Never beating the junior team allegations.
They're really not.
While we're on these, and before we get too carried away with Vegas, the Formula One website has put up a poll for who is your title favourite heading into the final 3 rounds. Anyone want to take a guess who's winning that?
The person who's topped the championship.
Max Verstappen?
It is not Max Verstappen. Lando Norris has 55% of the vote. Second place is Max Verstappen with 30% of the vote. And only 15% of people think Oscar Piastri is going to win the championship. That just kind of shows you how much his form has dropped, doesn't it? That's rough. That is rough. Anyway, carry on.
But yeah,
Done
that very
slating,
much
Pierre.
depends
That's
what
true.
happens this week in Vegas. Speaking of, let's talk Vegas. The return of the Spider Pig circuit. And as much as we slated it when it was announced, I'm actually quite looking forward to this weekend.
George wins it once, and suddenly it's okay.
Look, I don't mind the racing there. I just don't like the
Everything
off the
else.
circuit bit.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. Sorry, news.
Oh,
Just before. Sorry, this is just twigged. Chris, you were talking about in the F1 Commission. They were talking about mandatory 2-stops.
Yes.
Qatar is a mandatory 2-stop race this year.
Oh yeah, actually, I forgot this was announced.
Maximum tyre stint lengths of 18 laps, not including reconnaissance laps, laps to the grid, or something else, but does include laps behind the safety car, has been announced. And before the start of the sprint and the race, the Pirelli and the FIA will tell each team how many laps each set of tyres they have has left. Which means, for a 57-lap Grand Prix, it's at least a 2-stop.
But it was 25 laps.
It might be. I think 18 was last time.
I think
Yes,
I seen something saying
because the sprint is 19.
Yeah.
But either way, it's still a mandatory 2-stop. It was 18 last time. It's gone up to 25, which makes sense because the sprint is 19 laps. But yeah, they have brought back the mandatory maximum tyre stint length. Anyway, Vegas.
Just like, so if they could start, they're like, oh, we need to make sure that they pit again because the tyres are dangerous. Sure, what we should do? Have a sprint race there. Very smart.
Yep. It just means that every team is going to be saving a set of tyres.
Less tyres.
Everybody's just going to try and save one set of tyres, brand new, for the sprint now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or at the most, as
practice.
12. That's about it. Because if they can only use them for 25 laps, and you don't want to use more than one set of tyres, really. Like, sure, you can probably put the soft on for the sprint, but no guarantees it's actually going to give you the full 19 laps of good performance.
For the first time ever, the sprint is run entirely on the hard tyre.
Honestly, I think the most risky someone's going to go is a medium. I think we could see a few hard tyres in the sprint. So, but yeah, sorry, that just popped into my mind. Carry on. Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby. Yeah. We all slated it when it was announced. But if we're being honest, it has actually delivered the past couple of years. It's been an exciting Grand Prix.
And yeah,
so
the on-track action has been good.
To it. Yeah.
Annoyingly. Because as like, if the on-track action was bad, then we could just like slate off the whole thing. Like the off-track action's bad, the on-track action's bad. The ticket prices are exorbitant. What is F1 doing?
Still going, by the way. You still buy tickets if you want.
Yeah. But no, the on-track action's good, so that means it's probably going to stick around. I mean, we're stuck with it for another 7 years after this anyway, but...
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the on-track action was bad, they'll still stick with it.
Monaco. What? Who said that? Whoa, what a controversial take. Oh,
It's
But
outrageous.
yeah, you can get a ticket for this weekend's Las Vegas Grand Prix for the low cost of €927 and 48 cents,
It would be
or
interesting if
the
they're
soul of
able
your
to cover up.
firstborn child.
or
'Cause last year they-
£818.63.
Nice.
What are they trying to cover up?
But because they had the bridge the first year, didn't they? And people could see off the
Yeah,
bridge. And then last year they covered it up. So, it'd be interesting to see if they decide to just
they're 100% covering it again.
knock the whole thing down or just
No, they're 100% covering it again.
Or if you want to sit on the start finish straight, it's £1,464 and 12 pence.
Or the soul of your children for the next 3 generations.
And that's literally just for a seat as well. Like, that's usually hospitality level prices. That's just a seat. But yeah, shall we just get straight into predictions? I don't think there is much to preview. I mean, we sort of know what to expect. There's walls everywhere. Very long straight, which is great for the DRS.
It's
And it'll be
different this year,
cold.
Chris. It's a Hello Kitty Grand Prix.
True.
The,
Well, that's just for F1 Academy, is it
the
not?
only thing left in stock is the fleece. Still gutted. I'm not paying. The only place I can find the cap, I kind of wanted the cap, is on resale, and it's 55 quid is the lowest I can find it. Or $55, sorry, is the lowest I can find it. I'm not paying it.
47 quid, yeah.
Yeah, but then plus postage.
Mm.
So, yeah, no thanks. As much as I want a Hello Kitty F1 Academy cap, I'm quite content that I haven't got one and I have my money instead.
Fair.
And your dignity.
I would look so good in that F1 Academy Hello Kitty cap. You have no idea.
But yeah, let's do predictions. It is a normal Grand Prix weekend,
Thank God.
which is nice. So kick things off with pole position, please, Ben.
George Russell.
He's playing to win. Don't like it.
Richard?
I've said Lando Norris.
Oh.
I wish I asked myself first because I was also going to go with George Russell.
You still sticking with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
still going to go with George Russell. It just makes me look like I'm copying Ben now.
Sonia has also gone for Lando Norris.
A split. Podium. I'm going to go with George Russell.
Suspense.
Max Verstappen.
Oh my God.
Kimi Antonelli.
Oh, okay. This could be a big swing in the championship. I said, hang on, how many points behind are you? Never mind. You could close the gap, but you're not taking the lead. You could jump to second if everything goes your way.
I was going to say, it would put me right in the party.
You could jump into second if things go your way. If they don't, you're still fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, I need things to go my way. I'm third. Ben?
Russell, Verstappen, Norris.
Russell, Verstappen, Norris. Okay. In a similar vein to Ben's, I have put Norris, Verstappen, Russell. And Sonia has gone for Norris, Piastri, Verstappen. I'm really not confident on mine, having since written these down, looked at last year's results, where Verstappen finished like 16 seconds behind George in 5th, and Norris was 30 seconds behind Verstappen in 6th. So this could be a shitter for me, and I'm well prepared to take that. Is it going to make it hurt any less? No. Am I willing to swallow my pride for it? Yes. Will I cry myself to sleep when I lose my championship? Probably.
Old predictions. Rich.
A winning margin of less than 7 seconds.
What was last year's winning margin?
I actually have no idea.
What should be like 1.5?
I don't know. 2024. Vegas. Oh, 7.3.
In that case, we'll allow it.
my God.
Skirted that one.
Ben.
I don't know what to say, so I'll just say red flag during the race.
I don't actually think we've had one in Vegas during the race, to be fair. So that's.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm going to go with Lando Norris to hit the wall at least once in the weekend.
Okay.
Why are you picking on Lando?
Not a
His
fan.
crash in 2023 it's just there.
I don't care.
Piastri's crashed the last 16 races.
Piastri's on a demolition derby streak here.
Yeah.
Lap down
A
showdown.
Mercedes exist.
Yeah, but the Mercedes are going to come first and third.
Yeah, but it's Osama bin Russell and Kili Taliban Tonelli.
Yeah, but Osama bin Russell will be so far ahead in first place. He's not going to be able to commit acts of terror.
Yeah, but Oscar Piastri's been putting his membership application in.
If we drive for Mercedes next year. Mercedes with a free cars.
In an unprecedented move.
Anyway, 50 laps of the Las Vegas street circuit, because I don't actually think it has a name other than that.
If it does, it's going to be some kind of. It's going to be like Heineken, isn't it?
The Las Vegas Strip Circuit
Oh, my bad.
is its name.
You want some poker? Yeah, but the name of the race is the Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix, or at least it was last year.
It's just the Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Oh, they've dropped the silver. Oh, boo.
Still doesn't top Imola.
No, nothing ever will.
But yeah, 50 laps, lap down showdown. Ben.
It's Lance Stroll.
On which lap?
Lap 38.
How many laps down?
One lap. One.
Rich?
Franco Colapinto. Sorry, Ben, what lap did you say?
38.
38. I'm going to go 42 and 1.
I think there's going to be a few safety cars in this race. So I'm going to say no one.
Okay.
And that is it for the Las Vegas predictions. Do we have anything else to talk about this week?
Don't think so.
Jenson Button retired from racing.
Yeah, it happened. I told him it was going to
Again.
happen, and now it's happened. Moment of silence.
Chris just wants
Anyway,
to
great.
push my other driver.
I did say that we'd have to get Chris to edit together a montage of all of Jensen's worst moments for his send off video.
No.
Well, come on, that's what we did when Sebastian Vettel retired.
No. That's Chris's choice. And then it took about 10 minutes for me to go, are we just hammering Vettel the old? Like, what's going on?
To be fair, his last few seasons deserved a hammering. But
say Jenson Button hires. Oh yeah, let's bring up 2017 Monaco.
Yeah, he peed in the seat to keep it warm for Alonso.
Jenson Button still
He also put
has
Verline in the ball.
a grid drop to serve at his next F1 race.
Yep. Cadillac.
Oh wait, actually,
Oh,
that reminds me of something that I've seen. Sergio Perez has been in the media recently, chatting about a difficult Red Bull exit
sure.
and how he's happy to be back.
Hey, look, all I'm going to say is the man knew what he was picking when he picked it. Nobody goes to that team except Max and lives to tell the tale. Look at the rest of the drivers that have gone up against him. You've got Danny Ricciardo, retired. You've got Pierre Gasly, stuck in a tractor of an Alpine. You've got Alex Albon, who was banished to DTM before managing to find his way back in a Williams. Who else? Yuki Tsunoda, who is now rapidly at risk of losing his seat. Liam Lawson, who lasted all of 2 races before being booted back to the team from which he came. Like, nobody goes there and thrives. So, yes, he had a tough time, but god damn it, that's what he was picking when he chose that. He took the money. He has done essentially the footballer's version of moving to Qatar or Saudi Arabia. Like, you go to Saudi Arabia for the money, you don't go there for the quality of living. I don't want to live in a desert. Yeah.
And something I forgot to mention, actually, the Cadillac team have been doing some testing last week.
Oh yeah, blacked out SF23.
Yeah, at Imola. So because they have no previous cars, Ferrari are like, here's one. And let them borrow it.
I mean, it makes sense because they're using Ferrari power units, aren't they? So there is a bit of a... This is a good sign that there is a decent, healthy working relationship between 2 teams here.
Yeah.
So long may that continue. But also kudos for Ferrari for actually like giving them a car.
I think they should have given him this year's car.
It's probably just as bad.
It's kind of, can we have a car? Yeah, you can have
as,
this year's if you want. No.
as much as we shouldn't look into lap times, I do believe they were actually half decent from Sergio.
Insert Ricciardo at Silverstone here.
Please don't do my boy like that.
That got back in F1, that test.
Oh, yeah, but
it just I'm just
not in the team he should have been in.
Times while testing means shit.
I missed that man.
He should be in that Red Bull car.
But
enjoy your Singapore fastest lap.
This is uncalled for the one person here who has Daniel Ricciardo merchandise.
Well,
I've got
Daniel
one
Ricciardo
piece
tribute
of
episode.
merchandise.
Oh, Mine's been
I-
damaged by my father, who managed to fucking put it through the tumble dryer, so half of it's peeling off. It's great.
I have got a Daniel Ricciardo Renault hat.
Ooh, mine's a Daniel Ricciardo McLaren shirt as a shock to absolutely nobody here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like the colour scheme. I didn't actually realise it was a Daniel Ricciardo cap until I bought it. I was like, oh, there's a 3 on the top of this.
Nice.
But yeah, as we say, good to see Ferrari working with Cadillac. Because they could very easily have went, haha, no testing for you. Deal with it.
Simulator only.
Exactly. But yeah, that's it. Join us next week as we will be reviewing the action from the Las Vegas Strip Circuit. But until then, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Ta for now.